A basketball great needs it all. The talent, the strength, the speed, the size. But every now and then, someone truly special comes around. Someone considered too small, but you can't tell. Someone that, at 5'11", is unstoppable. That someone is Anthony Anderson. The longtime St. John Mill Rat has his name displayed all over the St. John history books, postseason and regular season. With the Mill Rats from 2011 to 2016, he's only missing the elusive NBLC championship, playing 19 career postseason games in that time. Anytime he was with the league, he was a top 10 scorer, the NBLC's leading scorer in the 2013-14 and 2016-17 season. His accolades read like a novel: first in all-time regular season points, second in all-time regular season games played, second in all-time regular season three-pointers, first in all-time regular season free throws. Anderson was a scorer's definition of a scorer. Not to mention he's second all-time in regular season assists with 1,396 assists. Included were his 6 NBL All-League appearances, 2-time appearances at the All-Star Game, and 6 NBL Player of the Week accomplishments. You don't even have to watch him play to understand the threat and impact Anderson had any time he stepped foot on an NBLC court. Colleagues, coaches, teammates, even rivals, they all have the same opinion. Anthony Anderson is not simply the NBLC's 2013-14 most valuable player, he's the NBLC's most valuable player, period.
I was asked to pick my top 10 players out of that 40 list, and it was very, very tough. Well, so many great players have played in this league. So many great, but it was easy for me to put AA number one. I mean, it's just a no-brainer. I remember coaching against him when I was coaching the Cavs, and we come to play him, and I'm like, that kid you couldn't block a shot. I'm like, I double-teamed him. We beat him every time we played him because I took the ball out of his hands. You got it. I mean, you got to make someone else beat you. And it was funny. A lot of teams wouldn't do this because we had some pretty good players too that played with him that I brought with me to play with him. But he would never get a shot block. He would long arms, go in the lane there. And his three, he just is amazing. People don't realize this, that he was also my best defender. Like, I would put him on the best player on the other team. And he's just like another coach out there. There was nobody that studied more film than me. Like, that was my younger day. That's why I did so well. People, ex-NBA guys would say, Coach Spawn, you watch film all the time. That's why you won everything. He was right there with me. He knew the other teams. So on the scouting report, he knew what they were doing. He knew everybody in our team, the spots and everything. His IQ is off the chart, but people think like, AA just picked the ball up, threw it up. No, that guy was smart. He watched film. He studied it. And again, just a great defender. I mean, go look at the stats. Steals led the league, assists, besides the score. And they think, oh, there's just a score. He's just not. He's just, like I say, he's just a go. He's fun to watch.
You can't really just single because he's had so many historic moments in the NBL. Like Coach Joe said, he's like all-time leading scorer. He's an undersized guy, but he's got that AI game. Like pound for pound, he's probably the best guard that's ever touched the floor out there, man. So I would just say, just learning from him, watching him from a young age, watching what he brought to the game, and just being out there on the court with him. It was all just a great experience for me overall.
I mean, AA is, arguably the best NBL Canada player of all time. It's hard to kind of argue with that. I think the one thing he was missing was a championship. The interesting thing was, I coached against AA before the NBL Canada even existed. My first 2 years coaching professionally, he was playing in the PBL, and, trying to coach against a 25, 26-year-old Anthony Anderson was a problem. So to coach against him for 8 or 9 years and then sign him within month in for his last year, it was great. It was cool coaching, Double A. And I think with time he was adjusting. He was starting to become a bit of a different player at that time too. And but it was great. I mean, anytime that you have the opportunity to coach a player that is such a high level professional player, to me, it's a learning opportunity for myself as well. The interesting thing is I see Double A a lot now. He's helping coach RNS prep school. And, I was in their gym 2 weeks ago. We're recruiting some guys from that school. So I'm talking with Double A about it. And, he played in our men's summer league up at UNB last summer. So it's really cool. It's cool to stay in touch with him. And like I said, he is one of the all-time greats. No one could ever argue that. If they argued it, then they wouldn't know much about the NBL campaign.
He's never said that to me personally. He probably wouldn't, because we played against each other way too much for him to tell me that. but that's cool. That's cool. I mean, it's only right? I mean, it's only right. Who else would it be? One of my ex-teammates, Radio, sent me a picture the other day. It might have been from NBL Canada. It was a picture of me, and it was like, this day, Double A scored 51 points or whatever. And under it was like Jabs newbie and somebody else, and it was just goat emojis. Right? So, it's not me saying it.
I know you just mentioned